Hi everyone, I'm in a new province and I just finished up the league with RRtifact Control. I think Vitor had the perfect mix of artifacts here to take advantage of their resourceful returns. Anyway, you can shut down spell stutter sprites in whatever matches you want by clicking on the timestamps in the description box down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video or subscribing to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the league. This is just what we were talking about, right? So we have one on tap lane. We have two core Skyfishers with several payoffs in our deck. Thraben Inspectors, Prophetic Prisms, chief among them. But we also have 4 life gains as well. So we have 10 hits for Recursion of Core Skyfisher on turn 3. We get 2 draws to find them. We have Crypt Rats that we can just run out. If this is Burn or something like that, I'm happy to have Prismatic Strands to play on turn 3, but not super happy. Because then turn 4 is Core Skyfisher returning land. They might be able to kill us. It's not terrible. I think with this much removal and some good blockers in the air, I'm going to keep it. I've been doing it for the last, I think almost 2 years now. Like I said, in an attempt to quit smoking. So I am happy that we have the Crypt Rats here. And I'm working my way down. I think I'll be able to get rid of it. The habit, that is, fairly shortly. Quirion Ranger. So this Crypt Rats is going to have to matter a lot. And it's coming down on turn 3. Hopefully they aren't able to... Hopefully they just, like, spew their board out here with no regard for it, which is likely what's going to happen. We need a few things to go right. First of all, they can't kill us before we deploy our Crypt Rats. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a very good Crypt Rats. All right, so we'll go ahead and we have nothing to recur, so we'll just play Orzhov Basilica, pick up Vault of Whispers. Our opponent has 1 card in hand that costs more than the mana they can pay. And we're going to go ahead and pitch Prismatic Strands to hand size here. Of course, it would be nice to surprise them. Lead. Oh, God. It's got to do a great job. So they only get a couple of 1-drops, and it looks like they're going to spew them out here. So if they don't find a way to protect their elves in the next 2 draws, like we have to run Crypt Rats out next. Oh, come on. That's pretty good. So now they won't commit their 1-drops. If we draw untapped land, no. They do have 3 Quirion Rangers that we can just kill with this Echoing Decay, which is kind of interesting. And hold on to Crypt Rats. And then they've got nothing going on. If I kill these Quirion Rangers, they're not doing anything. But if I kill these Quirion Rangers, what else am I doing? I could play Rift Watcher this turn, and then Echoing Decay plus Skyfisher next turn. It is, yeah. I think so too. All right, we're gonna give them one more turn. We're gonna get our clock going. We're gonna run out Aven Rift Watcher. If we can find some more mana for this Crypt Rats, it can still be a blowout. Especially where we're going to be able to control their board, and we have protection with Prismatic Strands in the meantime. Yeah, I think so too. Nettle Sentinel, okay. Well, that kind of sucks. But it's not a huge issue. Our opponent is playing wise. So I'm not sure what they might have here. All their creatures have reach, I guess. There's Wall of Hope. All right, so tap like this. Skyfisher back the land. Replay the land. And just Echoing Decay the Quirion Rangers. Hope they don't have a response. Quirion Rangers, go away. All right, pass the turn. Well-Wisher, okay. Well, next turn we might have to see Crypt Rats come down. And I'm going to have to start playing a lot faster. Yeah, Crypt Rats 100% coming down next turn. We draw Night's Whisper. All right, so I am going to play Crypt Rats out. Get ready to Wrath next turn. Our opponent is going to get a trigger off of Well-Wisher, which kind of sucks, but we'll have to win the game beyond that somehow. Let's pass the turn. We don't have any good attacks here. I don't want them to trade with our creatures, because after we Wrath, we're going to have to do something about them. Yep, Well-Wisher gains life. Our opponent chooses not to commit any creatures. Even Rift Watcher going away. So it'd be really nice to draw untapped black source. We don't. So I think it's going to be Wall of Hope, activate Crypt Rats X2. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. And I am going to play out Secluded Step here. We do need our 4th mana. We could use more black mana to kill the Nettle Sentinel as well. But we're going to go ahead like this. So play Wall of Hope and Crypt Rats X2. Gain a couple life, and I think we do offer the trade here. Especially where I have Guardian in hand. So they're going to take the trade. All right, let's see what this is. I'm going to start rebuilding. A couple of elves. Find another Echoing Decay. Well, that's nice. So we'll go ahead and run out Skyfisher. Pick up a land. Replay that land. Echoing Decay your elves. That was pretty sweet. Yeah. That was a pretty sweet top deck. And we got him. Sweet. All right, for the elves, I imagine Evankar's Justice will be pretty good. Prismatic Strands is a great spell against them. Standard Bearers are pretty nice. Castigate is probably defensible, but I like these 4 cards best. This can get grindier than people would assume. I don't think Wall of Hope is going to be necessary. What else can we lose here? We want our Wraths. Lone Missionaries might not be necessary. We can take the Missionaries out. What's up, Proteus? How you doing? That's okay. Thank you very much for the luck. I appreciate that. Yeah, Echoing Decay was amazing. I wish I had more Echoing Decay. I feel like that's kind of one of my fatal flaws is like I don't get overly excited for things that are like super important. And I don't think we have to be fast or anything, so Unearth might not be that important. Yeah, Edicts aren't super good here, are they? Maybe we can take an Edict out. Yeah, they flood the board. You are correct. So maybe Castigates can come in over Edicts. If you can take the cards that matter out of their hand early on, you might be okay. So I'm going to try that. We're going to go low on Edicts to see if it works. Because I'm interested in how Castigate plays in this matchup. Yeah, the flashback on Edicts are a bit slow to get that 2-for-1 you're looking for. I feel like they're good late in the game, but wow, this is a bad hand. Mana is not being super cooperative tonight. I mean, this mana base is weird anyway. Okay, so we have Echoing Decay here. We know that that can be good. But other than that, we don't have a lot going on. We've got Final Payment to deal with 1 key card. We have 3 lands, I guess, which is actually okay. I'm going to keep this. We have to find one of our Wraths. Resourceful Return isn't going to do it for now. This isn't terrible. I'm super not cool with all these tapped lands, though. I'm going to run a Scoured Barrens here. I think it's highest upside. It's closest way we'll be able to leave up mana for our Final Payment sooner than later. Vanguard, that's going to be an issue. And Birchlore Rangers, okay. Prophetic Prism. Not good, not good. Alright, well, no value Bajuka Bog. And pass. Final Payment paying 5 to kill a Vanguard seems perfectly reasonable. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand to play with here. So let's see how big this Vanguard gets. I don't think there's any option but to kill it. Like, Guardian of the Guild Pact answers it, so it does feel a little awkward. I wonder if they're just going to tap out for a Lizalana here. If this can kill a Lizalana, I almost want to save it for that. What's up, Linkenzie? How you doing? Well-wisher, okay. Growing the Vanguard. And Birchlore Rangers, continuing to grow the Vanguard. Well, there's some Echoing Decay targets to make this worse. It all kind of depends. Like, I sort of want to hold on to this Baron more so that I make sure I hit my 4th land drop, but it's not untapped. Actually, I think I'm going to dig. I think if we're in the business of hitting our 4th land drop, then I have to hit it untapped. And that's really all there is to it. There's another tap land. Okay. Pestilence. So let's Bazooka Bog. Oh, these tap lands are killing us. Okay, Bazooka Bog. Modern mana bases, man. Pass the turn. I want them to play in a way that's bad against Pestilence, for sure. Spider Silk. Okay, no big deal. 2 cards in their hand. So I want them to feel like they have to overcommit into this Vanguard, and then we can punish them somehow. Although taking 5 off of this final payment is going to hurt a lot. Pay 5 life. Kill Vanguard. This deck, it does. It has 7 untap lands, but yeah, not ideal amount of tap lands for sure. I mean, we are going to get their board fairly under control pretty shortly here, but... Oh, you helped a person in physics class. That's awesome. Congrats. Always feels good to be able to help people. More tap lands. So we really only have 1 mana to play around with this turn. So let's go ahead and play Scoured Barrens. And we're going to Echoing Decay. I guess them gaining life isn't super important. I'm going to see how they play their turn. And then we'll Echoing Decay the Virtual Rangers. Even if we have to do it in response to Well-Wisher tapping. Okay, so this is a pretty good reason to take this now. So Echoing Decay your Virtual Rangers. Opponent's only going to draw 2 off their Distant Melody. They didn't activate in response. That's interesting. Maybe they feel like attacking is more important. All right, so next turn we're going to slam our Pestilence and hope they don't have Artifact, or hope they don't have enchantment removal. And that they can't kill us next turn with some crazy draw. Thraben Inspector. Not going to do anything. So we are going to run out the Mortuary Mire just vanilla style. And we want to get Pestilence down now so that we can activate a couple times next turn. So run out Pestilence. Pass. They have Artifact removal. We're not completely dead because we have Thraben Inspector here, but... Or if they don't have enchantment removal, excuse me. I do know Elves packs enchantment removal for precisely this scenario, though. We go to 6. Let's see. They're going to let us untap. We find Scoured Barrens, so let's go ahead and Pest X1. Pest X2. Get rid of their board. Play Scoured Barrens. Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely a consideration. Play Thraben Inspector so we don't lose Pestilence. And Prophetic Prism. Gotta start drawing some cards. And pass the turn. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Well, congrats on helping somebody get an education. That's wicked. So there's Vanguard, which is going to be an X2. An X3. Oh, this is Lead the Stampede. Okay, another Vanguard. So they're X3s now. I still think it's kind of worth it to take the damage. And Birchler Rangers. Ooh, it's an X4 now. Okay. We can't activate Pestilence X3 and play this Guardian. So I think this turn is going to have to be Guardian. Echoing Decay. So if I Echoing Decay here, then I only have to activate X2, and I have 2 mana left to play a Prophetic Prism, but we won't have any creatures left on board. So you have to Echoing Decay on their turn, which is on their end step? On our end step. On their end step. Huh. So I think we play Guardian this turn. I'm going to Prophetic Prism first. Draw a card. Ancient Den. That's a nice find. So play Ancient Den. Tap 4 for our Guardian of the Guild Pact. We're going to leave Thraben Inspector back home to block. And we just got to survive this turn, and we're in really good shape. We're only at 5 life, but we're in comparably good shape. Yep. Opponent most likely combating here. Yep. So we have to chump and block this way. We're going to get in for 1. You go down to 4. I don't anticipate any kind of mob justice shenanigans here. They didn't play any elves. So as long as they don't have any kind of like vital... Ooh, Radiant Fountain is huge here. All right, so let's Radiant Fountain. And I think we got to go for it now. I don't want to let them untap and get a chance. So we're going to go for it. Echoing Decay. Yeah, Echoing Decay your Vanguards. And Pest X1. So if they do something to regenerate now, we can just kill this with Pestilence anyway. Rapid Vigor. Okay, so we can just Pest one more time. And we do go to 3, but that's not a big issue. And now their board's clear. We're at 3. It's not a great place to be, but we're not dead. We'll draw a card. Might draw Thraben Inspector. Draw Night's Whisper. That's really funny. Questionable as to whether we want to go to 0 or not. It might be. Who knows? Opponent hits land, which makes me inclined to want to use a Night's Whisper. Chainer's Edict, not a bad draw at this point. I'm a little nervous about Night's Whispering. We do have a ton of life gain. We get so far ahead. Is it greedy? They don't have any haste. They could just hit Lead the Stampede and win. But I guess if they hit Lead the Stampede and win... Okay, nice. So we haven't had our land drop yet, so we're going to go ahead and Skyfisher back a Radiant Fountain. Replay Radiant Fountain. And we're going to get to Karoo landed as well, so we'll be gaining that life back. But it was a little too greedy. How you doing, Salpichu? It's been a while. Timberwatch Elf. All right, we can take care of that. Not a big issue. So we'll kill Timberwatch. We're going to slam Palace Sentinels here, and that should do it. Pick up. Hey, we got him. Sweet. Woo! All right, so lots of tap lands, but we have a 1-drop. A lot of tap lands, but we have a 1-drop, so we're going to keep it. Good old modern mana base. And by that, I mean no basics. Lonely Sandbar just screams Tron to me. More tap lands. Okay. Yesterday was a bit too clunky. I agree. Yep. Feels a lot like Tron. I don't know if we're fast enough to punish Tron. I think we'll have to get lucky on this one, guys. So Basilica, and they're playing like lightning fast. I've been a little sketched out to play as fast as I had lately because of the whole attacking shenanigans with Pinger Tribal that had happened. All right, maybe this isn't Tron. Dimir Aqueduct and Tron don't really mesh that much. And we do have enough value to outgrind a potential Dimir Control Mirror. Or a black-based Control Mirror. It's not Dimir at all. All right, so I'm going to play at the land so that I can bounce it if my Thraben Inspector gets killed in response to my Skyfisher. It's not a great tempo play, but a tempo play nonetheless. So we'll grab Thraben Inspector and pass the turn. Next turn, Inspector plus the Accumulated Knowledge. So this is just like a weird... Maybe it's a Denrova Horror deck or something? Oh, yeah, no, Terry, I'm just super glad you, like, came to save the day. Like, it was over for me. All right, so we'll go to combat. Attack with Skyfisher. I don't mind Thraben Inspectors, but this is a few too many, I think. They're just going to take the damage. Play a Scoured Barons. I'm trying... I think I'm going to give them... Try not to give them the opportunity to counter a creature spell here. We're going to go ahead with Night's Whisper and see how they respond to that. Especially where they have the life total buffer. I'd like them to tap down past and exclude, possibly. Yeah, I had that extra match win. We just needed more... Alright, so they are going to counter Night's Whisper. Let's run out. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Pugsley101. I appreciate that. And Prognoz, thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Jank Bank. Thank you for the follow. All right, so Thraben Inspector comes down. Opponent chose to use their counterspell on Night's Whisper, which is exactly what we want. That means they'll have to use a removal on our creatures. Backwater going to get them some life. Doesn't seem like they got a whole lot going on over there, so hopefully our slow start won't get punished too badly. These decks excel at closing the door on you when you get off to a start this slow. There's 3, baby. So we'll go to combat and swing. Oh, that's our upkeep. Excuse me. I probably don't need this upkeep stop. All right, let's go to combat, swing out. especially with Resourceful Return in hand, I really don't mind them using removal. We'll run out Thraben Inspector first, just in case they do want to counter it. We can Resourceful Return it back and replay it. They do not. Okay. Prophetic Prism, get us a cantrip. Likelihood of us finding another 1-drop, pretty unlikely. Resourceful Return. Okay. Our opponent really has to start killing our creatures. Oh, that's awesome. Well, welcome. I don't hear very much from our UK fans. That's awesome. Welcome. You're one of my close compatriots. Evankar's Justice. I guess. No buyback. Opponent looking to stem the bleeding with the Justice. Little do they know. Ooh, Guardian is pretty good. I feel like we don't really have the leverage to sneak Guardian through a counterspell here. So I'm going to go ahead with Thraben Inspector. It might be Teaching's Control. I wouldn't doubt Teaching's Control. They're going to counter Resourceful Return. That's all right. We got another one. So we'll do that. Resourceful Return, get back Thraben Inspector, draw a card. Hopefully hit our land drop. We find Palace Sentinels, which is just as good. So the next couple of turns, of course, I'd love to hit some land drops. They've only got 4 cards in hand. We could really get away with this. I'm just going to slam 4 drops that matter a lot. And if they don't have answers for all of them, then we should win. Nice. So they're tapping fairly low here. This could be our chance. Gonna go to Skyfisher. Chainer's Edict doesn't really matter once you're the Monarch. So let's try it. Palace Sentinels. 3 cards in hand. Of course they have it. Okay. 3 hard counters from our opponent. Pretty impressive. Next turn, we're going to get to try Guardian of the Guild Pack plus Thraben Inspector, and hopefully we find our last Resourceful Return. Or a Mortuary Mire. I don't know, actually. We can take a quick look after this game, though. So 3 cards in our opponent's hand. They haven't done a lot of valuing yet, so there's Lone Missionary. I'd rather Lone Missionary be out than Thraben Inspector, but that doesn't really play with our plan for this turn. So we'll try Thraben Inspector. See what happens. Come on, last hard counter for Thraben Inspector. They let it go. All right. So we are going to run out Lone Missionary and crack a clue this turn instead of subjecting Guild Pact to a counter. And we haven't hit our land drop, so we'll do that now. Make our land drop. Not a very useful one, but a land drop nonetheless. And we have so much card draw now that even if our opponent can stop us from resolving Guardian, we should be okay. So we're going to Teachings. We'll see what they get. Oh, right on, Sambaram. Well, that's really cool. And Ymir. That's awesome. Hi, guys. It blows my mind. That is the coolest thing in the universe that people from all over the world could potentially be watching. So opponent gets their last counterspell and gets an accumulated knowledge. 3 cards in hand. We know 2 of them. 4 now. So our Guardian is definitely facing some opposition over there. Accumulated knowledge going to draw 2, refilling. They're going to tap down to just counterspell mana. Evankar's Justice, sure, without buyback. I like that. Our creatures go away. They go to 10. Okay, so our removal is looking a little anemic here. Crypt Rats. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana? I think we're just going to draw another card. I don't mind taking some time off to do that. Riftwatcher is okay. Still haven't hit our land drop. I don't really have anything here I want to chuck in the graveyard. I guess Echoing Decay won't do anything against our deck. So we'll see if we can hit another land drop. Prophetic Prism. Okay, doesn't do it. So we're going to go ahead and pitch an Echoing Decay here. What's up, Lazilla? How you doing? Just have to run them out of cards. That's right. Saskatchewan. Oh, yeah. That's us, man. Put your patriotism in the air. All right, so I want to bait their counterspell with Aven Riftwatcher, so I'm going to start with Prophetic Prism. See if we can find another creature our opponent cares about. There's a Thraben Inspector. I don't mind that as additional bait either. So we'll run out Thraben Inspector. It's a redraw too. We haven't really had the opportunity to try it out that much, but I think it will be. So we'll run out Aven Riftwatcher now. I think this might need a counterspell. It's pretty good. It's a clock, although it does kill itself eventually. Yeah, there's the last hard counter. So I hope our opponent has some way to get those back. Otherwise, we resolve Guardian next turn, and I don't know if they can win through that unless they have a Capsize or something to go get. I assume they do. God Ubermansch. This is it, man. We are trying to grind them out as hard as we can out here. So let's see what our opponent gets with this Teachings. More refilling. Our removal looking pretty silly here. Gonna get another AK. It is not a good day for our opponent. They have had to use a number of AKs that is not equal to 0. Yeah, exclude is definitely something that we don't want them to resolve against us. We're just sitting here on Thraben Inspector. We did see their last counterspell last turn, though. Oh, it doesn't actually. Yeah, true. Diabolic Edict, we'll get rid of Inspector. Yep. Did we see that accumulated knowledge? We did. So they've drawn a lot of cards. There's a second Guardian. So that's just going to have to be how it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Run out Guardian. See if they have a removal or a counterspell for it. I'm assuming they have more edicts. They have to have more edicts. Oh, is this Exclude? Exclude is such a good card. So Teachings. They might have Essence Scatter. Oh, I wish we could find a Bazooka Bog right now. Logic Knot. Okay. Logic Knot will do it. Here it comes. I mean, we're fighting the card advantage war here, though, and I think we do a pretty great job of that, especially with all of our recursion, and they haven't done anything to nuke our graveyard. So our opponent has an Edict, is what I'm thinking here. Is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling in my bones. So let's try to run out Crypt Rats. Oh, yeah. So they can Logic Knot this, but then they don't have a Logic Knot, and we'll just resolve another Guardian next turn. Yeah, so they have an Edict in hand to deal with it. Chainer's Edict, not ideal, obviously, but... Yep, so we can't pay for that. Pass the turn. 5 cards in our opponent's hand, 4 in ours, plus a clue on board. And lots of ways to get that bad boy back when it is time. Although we have seen 2 of our resourceful returns already. What's this going to be? 4 mana. Gurmfather? Oh, please play a Gurmfather. Please. Validate my removal, opponent. Opponent tapping a Jillion mana. Is this Flashback Teachings or something? Probably. Oh, Flashback Chainer's Edict. Okay. I didn't see that there. You got it. Oh, Costly Plunder. What a wicked card. That's a pretty big throwback for me. All right, so we don't have anything to bait a Night's Whisper. That might get a counterspell. Nope. All right, so we're going to try to run out Guardian again. And pass. And if our opponent uses a counter up on this, then we can unearth our Crypt Rats next turn and almost just kill them. Miscalculation. What is going on here? All right. What should we get back? Crypt Rats, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. We can just put them to 5. I guess that's not quite good enough. Opponent plays a land, 4 cards in hand. Pestilence. No, they don't play any counter spells. Definitely not. Okay. I think we need some of our recursion here. So play a land. Let's unearth. Or actually, I think I'm going to get back Skyfisher to bounce this Baron more. So let's attempt to unearth the Skyfisher. See what our opponent thinks about that. They will negate. Man, our opponent has all the counters. Okay, we're going to pass. And boredom? Yeah, they just get their opponents to tilt out. 24 cards in library, so I'm assuming they must have some kind of like clear the mind planned or something. Yeah. They get another logic bounce. So they have lots of counter magic. This deck is flush with the counter magic. They're running out of teachings, though. Flashback and other teachings. Don't have any instants to punish them with. To get their last teachings. Okay. Yep, plays a land. So teachings, logic knot, 3 unknowns in hand. Although I can only imagine it's lots more fun counter spells. There's Wall of Hope. We'll run that out. Come on, logic knot my Wall of Hope. You know you want to, opponent. Pestilence will eat a counter 100% of the time. So we're going to try to find a reason for them to counter something else first. Unfortunately, we ourselves don't have any counter magic, so... Oh, it's true, yeah. Gurmag and or Concession. There's Tome. This only destroys target creature, unfortunately. And yeah, that's a win condition. So here goes our deck. We find Skyfisher. Okay, so let's attempt a Skyfisher. And if this eats Logic Knot, then we'll run out Pestilence. Although they have Teachings. Cycle Barrenmoor. Try to rebuild here. Find another Skyfisher. Okay. So we'll run out Skyfisher. Pick up Prophetic Prism. Wow. Moto's having some trouble here. Does not understand the grind mirror. Play Prophetic Prism. Draw a card. Maybe they have Justice, Flashback Justice here. So we'll just run out all of our creatures. Yeah, I feel an Evankar's Justice coming on, and maybe I shouldn't have played into it, but we'll see. Doomblade, a core Skyfisher, yep. And 4 mana Teachings. That's the last one in their hand. A little bit of graveyard hit would have gone a long way. We don't have to deal much damage either. Like, if we can deal enough damage, there's Capsize. What are they going to Capsize? Land? Oh, they're going to Capsize Skyfisher. Okay, you got it. So next turn, oh, they're going to take Pestilence. Frig. I was going to say, next turn we can kind of force their hand by running out Pestilence and getting them to tap too much mana countering it. But now they can take whatever they want. And we do have just a little bit too much removal. Justice! The Capsize Justice. All right, we lose some more stuff. Draw a Final Payment that doesn't do anything. Attack with Missionary. And our opponent will Capsize, sure. So we'll play Skyfisher first. They choose not to counter. Play Missionary. Gain some life. That doesn't matter. Play a Prophetic Prism. Discard Final Payment, draw Final Payment. That's the way we do it over here. Pass the turn. I'm going to bounce another one of our creatures. And whatever creature tries to attack next turn, they'll bounce that one too. Let's go ahead and F6. Oh man, I really wish Final Payment could kill enchantments. Oh yeah, draw the Bogs against elves only. That's really funny. Okay, go to combat. Attack with Missionary. Like we do. Opponent going to Capsize. Yeah, we're going to run out Pestilence this turn. That way our opponent has to tap 2 mana. They can't... they can still flashback another Capsize, so I don't really think it's worth it. We'll play a Missionary. Gain some more life. It doesn't matter. Play a Skyfisher, pick up a Prism, draw a card. They're going to kill us by decking if we don't kill them in some other fashion, so we have to find a way to either get Crypt Rats back and use it for lethal, or resolve this Pestilence. So that's what we're working towards here. More creatures isn't bad either. They have an Inspector, Radiant Fountain, and pass. We already made our land drop, so no point cracking clues. And here comes the Capsizes. Yep. This does represent the possibility of us to hit for damage at all if they don't have a cheap removal spell this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black mana, 7, 8 black mana. So we are close. We are close to just being able to burn them out. All right. I'll draw. I like drawing cards. Ooh, baby. Okay. So play a land, go to combat. Attack. Here comes the Capsize nonsense. So now they have to have removal spells for both Pestilences. Yeah. That's me, Ubermensch. That is me. Always best case scenario out here. All right, so jam Pestilence. They can Capsize Pestilence too. They're going to negate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they still can Capsize. So we'll Skyfisher first. And they will Logic Knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they still can buy back their capsize. It does. It does. But now they don't have a Logic Knot, now that they feel like they've dealt with Pestilence. So we should be able to kind of get them. Hopefully. What if I fizzle this? I should have done that 100 years ago. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Another curse. Yikes. But we're going to resolve Pestilence and probably win the game here. Hopefully. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pestilence. If you fizzle it, they don't get to keep it. Oh my god, they have a counterspell? Come on. No way. They flashback teachings. Of course they have a counterspell. Logic Knot X9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got us. Man, they had to have that in hand, though. 6 cards in our library. We're just dead now. I think if I would have fizzled Capsize about 100 years ago, we would have been okay. But, hey man, can't play tight all the time. Pick up Thraben Inspector. Replay Thraben Inspector. And how much is this? 2? So we'll have to draw a Resourceful Return to get back... What are our outs here? 2 returns in the bin. Mortuary Mire in the bin. Okay, so we could draw Resourceful Return to get back Crypt Rats and win, potentially. So we're going to play to that out. Oh, they had Logic Knot the whole time. I guess so. Well, we're going to play to win. If we draw a Resourceful Return and don't mill it, if it's the last card in our library, we might be able to win. Nope. Can't win. Unfortunately. So we're going to attack for 3, and then we're dead. It was close, though. Man, I cannot believe it took me that long to see that line. Okay, well, that's it. I don't think we can win on upkeep anyway. All right, so opponent's just going to pass and we're going to lose. We'll scoop it up. All right, so for the control matchup, for the creatureless mill matchup, we'll bring in Castigates. We want to leave in our final payments for sure. Resourceful Return's probably okay. We don't want Echoing Decays. They can come out. Castigates will come in. Unearth is going to be good. Nightheal Spellbomb is great. And that's probably it. Cop Blue not going to do anything. Wall of Hope's not super important here. And I can probably shave like 1 Edict. I think we'll have enough time to find as many Edicts as they can bring in creatures from their sideboard. I don't like going down all of my Chainer's Edicts in matchups like this because I think they can juke you and just like bring in like Gurmag Angler and win now. So I'm not playing that game. Let's do it like this. Guys, the final payment line. Oh my god. Oof. The only one. Well, final payment is also an answer to Capsize. I'm just stupid. Didn't do it. We'll never, ever forget. I guess artifact removal would be kind of good, actually. They did have 4 ramp pieces last game. Yeah, bring in Justice. Who was that? Go home. I'm just kidding. Please stay. Yeah, so this is unkeepable. 1 Radiant Fountain. Ain't gonna do it. All right. I will keep. Hopefully find a 1-drop sooner than later. Baron Moore not going to do it, so we'll play Radiant Fountain and pass, just in case they do plan on killing us through damage at some point. Only Sandbar. Yep, Resourceful Return, not doing much here. Play Basilica and pass. It is an extra way to just deal damage that they have to counter. That's true. All right, so I think it's more important for us to see what they've got going on than for us to advance our board. So we're going to go ahead and castigate. They're going to counterspell. So we'll Radiant Fountain, play Nihil Spellbomb, just in case they want to try to loop their deck somehow. Pass a turn. I played Capsize last night. I'll have you know. The Raby Baby. Okay, so let's Night's Whisper. I'm going to leave my white mana floating here. Just in case, and I'm glad I did. So we'll do this. Play Lone Missionary with the intention to core Skyfisher or Thraben Inspector next turn. Gain some life, pass a turn. I fully expect a Gurmag Angler to happen. Chainer's Edict? Yep. So I gotta be wary of when they're gonna go up to a lot of mana. Precisely enough mana to use that. Never mind. Bog you. Thank God we got our bogs this time. Thraben Inspector. They're gonna counter. They're gonna Spell Stutter Sprite. You what, mate? Okay. So we'll Chainer's Edict. Do not want to Spell Stutter Sprite on the battlefield and pass. Well, getting a core Skyfisher down is important. See, I knew they were going to bring in creatures. Signet, yep. And they're going to tap out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Curse. Well, that kind of sucks. Pestilence. Okay, so we will Resourceful Return, back our Thraben Inspector. Draw a card, play Thraben Inspector, play Scoured Barrens, play Skyfisher, pick up Thraben Inspector, and pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got lots of cards in the library, though. I didn't expect the Fairy either. They always do that crazy stuff. Diabolic Edict will take care of Skyfisher, yep. Plays a land. 3 cards in their hand, one of which is a land. So that's a pretty good position for us to be in with a clue on board. Tome will mill us, just a couple lands, nothing we're concerned about. Quicksand's not going to help here. Draw Inspectors, play Inspectors. Draw a card. Final payment, huh? We will not forget the errors of last game. We'll see if they counter this Inspector. So 1 card in hand besides a land if they counter this Inspector. I'm kind of hoping they do. Yep, Logic Nautics too. Okay. So I assume our opponent is just flooded on counter magic here. There's the land we knew about. Another Curse would suck. Yikes. Okay, well, we got to do something about their life total. So Curse is going to go off. Prismatic Strands, another Edict in the bin, a Night's Whisper. That would have been nice. Play a land. I'm a little too nervous about my Thraben Inspector going away to just jam this Pestilence. Man, our opponent's draws have been bananas. All right, pass. Let's see what this is. Teachings. Okay, so our opponent's going to get more counter magic, unless they get a removal spell for this Thraben Inspector. See what they find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More reasons for justice? I guess it is. They're just going to get counterspell. Okay. No big deal. Well, they have counterspell in hand, okay? Counterspell is and an unknown is what they have. They're just going to pass. So we're going to crack Spellbomb to draw a card and to get rid of this Teachings, or to get them to tap out. Yep. Yep. And if they have no way to deal with this Thraben Inspector, I'm going to play Pestilence and just try to kill them over the next couple turns. Hopefully. They get Doomblade. Great. We draw another Pestilence. Good. So they can't do it till their turn. Still don't know if it's worth... Ooh. Alright, so this is either going to deck us and we're going to lose, or this is going to be the way we win this game. So play Palace Sentinels. Become the Monarch. Play Pestilence. Attack with Draven Inspector, and hope we can deal enough damage before they can get rid of our Pestilence to win. Oh, they're definitely not ghosting. Even if they are, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying yourself. So we'll see if they find an answer to Pestilence. They are going to Doomblade this Palace Sentinels. We're losing a lot of good resources. Go to combat and swing. We'll see Doomblade come down, I'm sure. They have a counterspell in hand that we have to be wary of. They just let it go. Okay. All right, so let's Prophetic Prism. See if we can find something to bait out counter magic. Vault of Whispers. Okay. Okay. So go to our end step and Pest 1. Pest 2. Oh, I guess now they can just Doomblade. Pest 3. Now they'll Doomblade. Okay. No Doomblade. All right. Gonna wait till their turn. Yep. Casper is also ghosting. Hey, don't make fun of Casper. He's a nice dude. So our opponent has Counterspell Unknown in hand. We are swiftly milling to our demise. I'm going to 2 them again here. So, Pest X1. Pest X2. They're down to 10. Turn comes back. We mill a bunch. Yee. Okay, play a land. Play 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Guardian as bait. See if they take it. I doubt they will. They're going to take it. Oh, imagine. They have to have another counterspell in hand. Why would they do that if they didn't have another counterspell in hand? All right, we're just going to pass. Okay, Spell Stutter, whatever. Skyfisher, okay. That's a way to keep our Pestilence around, but we have to win in very few turns. What's up, Zial? Zial? That's great, man. I'm glad you enjoy everything. What's up, Ruzumov? They're going to become the Monarch. Sure. Okay. Lots of milling. So let's try to run out Skyfisher. Opponent's going to cycle only Sandbar. Yep. Skyfisher will pick up Prism, I guess. And I guess we try to... So we'll Bazooka Bog them first. Do we have a Crypt Rats in the bin? And then attempt to 1, 2, 3, 4. I should probably do this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attempt to Pestilence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And pass. Actually, I think we should unearth here. So let's try to unearth our Crypt Rats? No, because then Crypt Rats just dies to Pestilence. So we lose Pestilence to an Edict effect. We can deal 3 damage, which should leave us enough to Crypt Rats them out. They will not attack. Go to end step. Yep. So we will Pest X2. And I think we should have it. They'll draw an extra card. We'll mill. Find Prismatic Strand. So go to combat, attack with Skyfisher. We are going to try the Unearth here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black mana, 8 black mana. So we've got them dead. If this Skyfisher connects. Okay. So, this pretty much has to go perfectly, gang. We're going to attempt to unearth crypt rats. Oh, I misplayed that. For sure. And we'll crypt rats them on end step. And then attempt to win on our upkeep. They have to have another removal spell here. Oh my god, do they? Come on. Come off it. Okay. So we can't. We have 3 cards in library now, so we just lose. Man. I'm so mad. They drew so well. I can't do anything to win on upkeep here, can I? No. Yeah, that's it. Oh! Alright, so... This is a weird hand. This is definitely a weird hand. Nothing until Night's Whisper on turn 3. I think we gotta mulligan this. Oh, God. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Deck, it wasn't that bad. Ugh. Okay, I think I have to keep this. It's not a great 5-hand. Okay. Well, we have 2 lands. We can cast our core Skyfisher. It's not going to be good, but that's awesome, Delani. It was fun to play for sure. Oh yeah, a lot of tap lands. If I knew they had the Diabolic Edict, I would have done that, of course. Yeah, this is rough. The deck is very, very mad at me. So we're playing Burn. All right. Play Ancient Den. Pass the turn. This isn't a very good hand against Burn. I don't think the last hand was very good against Burn either, though. It's like very slow. All right. Well, we're on the Skyfisher bounce lands plan. Hopefully they don't have the Searing Blaze to punish us. We'll find out. This time on Burn that plays Molten Rain, incidentally. There's Searing Blaze. All right. Yep. We're at 15, down to 14, down to 12. Down to 10. All right, final payment, not going to do it. We will run in another Skyfisher, but I think this one's probably just over. That's the turn. We need untap Black Source to final payment Thermal Alchemist to even... Easy matchup. I hope it's an easy matchup. Come on. Let's do it. Let's get on the good side of luck tonight. Oh, opponent. Yeah, we're dead. 5, go to 1. They have a bolt. Good old turn 4 kill by Burn. Not bad. Thank you very much for the follow, Chump Block Kami, as Burn shows us the door. All right, so Burn. Definitely going to want Castigates over... final payment's still probably okay. I think Echoing Decays are going to take the cut on this one again. Standard Bearer is fine. Prismatic Strands is fine. I don't know if I want all of them, but I prefer these probably over like Unearth here, over Crypt Rats, and over a Pest. So I'm going to do it that way. White Border Burn, man. Oh yeah, they show you the way. All right, let's do this. Burn certainly is a combo deck. All right, so we're going to go... This is a bit better, so I'm going to keep this. I'm a little more confident in my keep, at least. Take out the Rift Watcher. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the way to just, like, you know, show people the door. All right, let's play Vault of Whispers, and we're going to go ahead and get down Prophetic Prism. I like having Chainer's Edict here, especially if our opponent is going to be able to run out their Therma Alchemist. They're probably anticipating the Standard Bearers here. This should be an easy matchup. I hope it is. So we'll see if they go Land Alchemist. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. Just Lava Runner. Okay, that's not scary at all. But we are going to Edict it, I believe. Let's run out. Maybe run out Skyfisher first. Let's run out Skyfisher first. There's one thing I know about Burn. So you got to have that clock going. Probably should have returned Prism. Not using this land. Nice. Yep. Oh, guys, that was bad all around. Should have been Thraben Inspector. Punt me. All right, so now we're probably just going to Chainer's Edict. And pass turn. For you need to kill them as dead as possible. Yep. Take out my Willing to Live. Do you get to play much paper with all the time you put into the channel? I actually don't. I like barely get the opportunity to play paper at all, unfortunately. And now we're in a really awkward position. So now we have to try to hit our land drop. So we're going to Resourceful Return, Core Skyfisher, try to hit a land drop, find a Chainer's Edict. Doesn't help. Pass the turn. We can pitch Prismatic Strands here. That might help a little bit. Our opponent's missing land drops as well. Oh, yeah. Paper is really fun. So I do get to play Paper EDH. So that's kind of like my paper accountability. So now we're Core Skyfisher back on land. We're actually going to play the Thraben Inspector this time. I prefer to not make the same mistake twice when possible. Play Therapy, baby. Pass the turn. We really got to find some of that OG life gain now. They do, yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do. So we have, at our local game store, there's definitely a Pauper community on the go, which is sweet. Opponent Lava Spikes down to 5. And Lava Spikes down to 2. Okay. I don't think we Prismatic Strands here. I think we go to 2. And we play Standard Bearer next turn. Because if we were... yeah, I don't know. That's sketchy. All right. Our turn. We draw Basilica very late. So I think the play still is Standard Bearer, because that way they have to deal with this before they can try to deal lethal burn damage. We'll just pass. Oh my god, I didn't play... Guys, what am I doing? Okay. Just getting mad. Gotta breathe. We're fine. We're fine. I know. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Love will find a way, guys. Love will find a way. So we'll play another Standard Bearer. I think I'll Chainer's Edict here, actually, because that way I can start getting in with Core Skyfisher. Because I can risk a block with Thraben Inspector. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So the only thing you can do after punting that horribly is attempt to win. We're going to Searing Blaze there, which will deal 1 to us. So if we Prismatic Strands now, we die. Yeah, okay. All right, so play Basilica, bounce Vault of Whispers. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. I can't imagine there's any way they don't kill us here. Chain Lightning. So now they can't have instant speed or we lose. I guess they could just have Lava Runner here too. And we lose. All right. That's burn. This hand's a little awkward, but I think we saw just how well mulliganing to 5 rewarded us, so we're going to keep it. Check the numbers again. That needs to be upgraded. Can you share it? Absolutely. Chuck it in there. All right, guys. I think it's actually going to be Tron this time. I know I kept saying it was going to be Tron, and this hand is super bad against Tron. So bad that I kind of want to cycle his Baron more. But it might not be Tron, so we're gonna round it out. You unfollowed just to be a jerk. I would expect nothing less of you, Kenzie, and as a matter of fact, I appreciate it. Yeah, so this is gonna be bad. Radiant Fountain, pass. Looks like we're going on the Crypt Rats beats plan, gang. No Tron in sight yet. But I assume our opponent isn't far off. Rejuvenator, okay. If I knew it was going to be Tron. For sure. Let's see if they hit their ramp. They hit a land. Big yikes. No white source. Okay. So run out Crypt Rats. Pass the turn. Tron it is. So we'll see. I don't know if we're fast enough to beat Tron. There probably wasn't a lot of Tron in that tournament. I think Tron was kind of unpopular for a while. Definitely big yikes, homicidal data. Knowing my opponent is on Tron is some homicidal data indeed. All right, so here's Expedition map. Gonna continue assembling Tron. One land to go. Prism. They got all their mana. 5 cards in hand. Let's see what happens. Rejuvenator gets in for 1. Proceeds to run directly into Tron. Okay, so I think goal number 1 is to get out our Skyfisher here. I don't know if we run out Edict or not. I don't think we do. Maybe we run out Riftwatcher. Yeah, I think we're going to run out Riftwatcher. And then we can play 2 Skyfishers next turn by bouncing our Plains instead, or our Ancient Den. Oh yeah, the jinxing is happening. Goal number 1 is win. You need an adult. Oh, Cartographer Control. That's interesting. It is our word. This person doesn't look like they have blue lights on them at all. So opponent has assembled Tron. They have Muldrifter mana now. We can kind of dismantle their board next turn if we have to do that. So we'll see if that becomes a necessity. 3 mana. Impulse. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if they got anything interesting. Nope, just cantrips. I can live with that. Tron drawing cards is never a good sign, but Expedition map. Pestilence does win around Fog. Granted, you have to have creatures on board. I'd like to sneak it through removal magic, or sneak it through counter magic this turn if possible. That could just be the play. So I think I'm going to run out Pestilence while they don't have an answer for it, and hope they can't answer our board in the meantime. Attack with Riftwatcher. Pass the turn. This way we can start pinging them. Next turn we're going to deploy enough creatures that hopefully we can kind of get them by surprise. So let's see if they have a way to... They might be able to just Rolling Thunder us enough to get rid of Pestilence this turn, but I don't think that'll be the case. And if they have to use a Rolling Thunder now, then we got a Rolling Thunder out of their hand. And some life gain token landfall? Nice. It's our language. The internet people. All right, opponent Troning away. See what all this mana could represent. A Rejuvenator. Yep. So additional ramp for our opponent. We are going to be able to at least get rid of the creature-based value that Rejuvenator provides. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, 1 Firebolt, does that do it here? No. 1 Firebolt won't get them a Wrathed board. They're going to cycle Remote Island. I'm thinking Capsize is their answer to it. I'm going to get in for 1. Yep. All right, so we'll lose a counter. Find Inspector. Go to combat. Swing with Riftwatcher and Crypt Rats, because we are going to Pestilence here. Yep, they trade. We will run out Skyfisher. Pick up Plains. Or pick up Ancient Den. I keep saying Plains. Replay Ancient Den. And I think we just run out Thraben Inspector, maybe? No, I think the clock is even more important than drawing cards here. As much as I love to draw cards. So let's Skyfisher back Aven Riftwatcher, because we will lose it next turn. And we'll pass. They don't seem to have any answers for our Skyfishers, and they definitely don't have an answer to Pestilence right now. Echoing Truth would be kind of a blowout. Choked on white mana big time. Forbidden Alchemy, okay. So I'm going to try to get some pulse value now. Ooh, Genrova Horror answers this too, eh? That does make Final Payment kind of interesting. Fizzle Genrova Horror. Wouldn't mind doing that. All right, opponent, what Tron nonsense do you have for us now? They have Ghostly Flicker on board, so I'm going to pulse back Dinrova Horror. Okay. We do have a way to answer that, so long as they can't get up to too much Flicker nonsense here. And they can't, so we will be able to answer the first Horror, although Wall presents an interesting conundrum. What will they target? Skyfisher. Okay, so we'll Pest in response, so we can have 6 here. Probably discard an Inspector, because we don't have enough white mana to really get that much use out of it. I can see, like, Wall, Pulse, craziness happening. I really hope we hit some of our graveyard hate. We do have 2 Bojuka Bogs main deck. I have an answer for the Skyfisher flips table. That's the most appropriate answer. There's final payment, too. All right, so go to combat, swing for 2. Opponent has counter magic as well. I would like to leave up. So we can go Skyfisher. If we Skyfisher here, we can't Edict and then leave up final payment. So I think we're just going to Edict, leave up final payment for Mnemonic Wall in response to Ghostly Flicker, and hope that does it. Although they may not have Mnemonic Wall. I guess them buying back Dinrova Horror is still just... We could have used a timely disconnect there, I agree. I do think final... Oh, is this another Horror? Forbidden Alchemies, okay. So they're looking for another Wall or a Pulse of Marasa. Or they're looking for their first Wall or a Pulse of Marasa. We'll see. Them having Pulse out of their graveyard makes this problematic. I'm assuming they would have found Wall by now. Yep. Muldrifter. Okay, that's not Wall. And we can Echoing Decay that on end step. Although they can just Flicker. Makes me wonder whether I should or not. It doesn't really pose that much of a threat here. What's up, Achija the Izzet Bard? I guess it makes us less mana efficient. And it should leave down more of their defenses for later. And I'd rather have Ghostly Flicker in their bin if they're going to trade Ghostly Flicker in for an Echoing Decay here. I guess there is a Flicker in their bin already. Ooh, they could remove this in response. I didn't think of that. What's the deck I like playing against the least in the format? Probably Mono Blue Delver, but not because I think it's like a no fun deck, but because I think it's just like very good. Like it's difficult. It's just really difficult to play against. So opponent's going to Flicker, Mortuary Mire, and Muldrifter, probably getting back Dinrova Horror. Yep. But they lose a Flicker. If we can hit a Bojuka Bog here, I'd feel a lot better about how things are going. All right, turn comes back. We draw Vault of Whispers. More black mana is welcome. But we can't use this white mana while we want to leave up final payment. So play Vault. Go to combat. We're going to swing. They take it. Go to end step. And we're going to Pest X1. Pest X2. Down goes Drifty Boy, and our opponent loses some significant life. No, they're not too terribly. I punted hard last round. A little embarrassing on that, but you got to move on. Life goes on. Everybody punts from time to time. A Prophetic Prism would be really nice here so that we could like use this white mana that we have barely any of. I haven't actually punched any opponents in the throat. That's not a bad idea considering. So here comes Dinrova Horror. Yep. We're not going to snap off this final payment yet. I imagine it's going to target our creature. Yes. Okay. So Skyfisher. We'll get rid of Thraben Inspector. See what this is. All right, so now we have to leave up our final payment effectively for the rest of our lives. Yeah, like everybody punts every now and then. Would you take full jank or take a top tier? I'd take a top tier deck for sure. And probably play with it moderately badly. But I'd rather have a chance, I guess. But I guess if I just played full jank, then I'd be able to have a little bit of fun with my opponents on the sidelines as well. So we're going to try a Skyfisher here and replay our white mana, hoping to be able to leave up our final payment for when our opponent inevitably starts Ghostly Flickering. And we will Resourceful Return back a Thraben Inspector to use up our black mana here. And pass. Wall of Hope is interesting. Doesn't help us a ton. Oh, I hope they do it now. Do it now. What's it going to be? Mystical Teachings. Okay. What do they get with Teachings? Capsize, I assume? Prohibit. Okay. Well, I think it's time. So it's killed in Rova Horror. And see what they can do. Hopefully they don't have their Mnemonic Wall. Although I find it very unlikely that they don't. Because they could like go Mnemonic Wall, Pulse, play Horror. Like things could go quite badly for us. They Pulse for Horror by the looks. Yep. And now they have the life total advantage, which makes Pestilence a lot worse. We'll pitch Thraben Inspector. Tron is pretty gnarly, I'll admit. But now we don't have the obligation to leave up our white mana, which is kind of nice. The Impulse. So they're digging for that wall. In every format. Just in different ways. In Pauper, it's a lot more demoralizing. Honestly, it's kind of like meditation at this point. Like, you just kind of let your opponent do what they're going to do. There's the wall. What's wall get back? Flicker? Definitely. All right. Well, untapped black mana can still disrupt their Flicker combo. Thankfully. I think here, I'm not sure. They'll probably bounce Pestilence. Yep. Yep. It's pretty problematic. That is our way to break up their combo. So there goes Pestilence. We'll discard Wall of Hope. We can get it back down, but like at what cost, you know? Especially where our opponent can just flicker like crazy. We don't have any instant speed graveyard hate in our deck. So our only hope here is to... If we kill something, they can just flick Mortuary. How do we do this? We need instant speed removal, basically. So we'll Night's Whisper. No instant speed removal. All of our white mana, though. So we will Skyfisher back a land. But I think it's time for Tron to do crazy Tron things now. Play the land, play Skyfisher. Return Radiant Fountain for potential life gain later. And pass turn. We can threaten a double block on Denrova Horror and make them have to Ghostly Flicker on their turn, I guess, but... Like Kenzie. And here goes the Flicker Nanigans. Yeah, like you just, you know, your opponent's going to do their Tron thing. And there's not a lot you can do to stop it. And it's just one of those great examples of how life can be just, you know, life has its own agency. It's allowed to do whatever it wants. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that, for sure. I mean, that's a given. Yep. Oh, yeah, no, you never don't make them play it out. Discard Basilica because it's a tap land. It's sad that I know the order of discarding, like what stuff. Like it's more natural for me to be discarding stuff that did a Denrova Horror lock than anything. I'll discard Rift Watcher next, I think. But they pretty much have us hard locked because they can just Mortuary Mire back. I guess we could kill Mnemonic Wall, but if they're smart enough to leave up one activation, so they have 2 activations left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, 7 mana. Do it like this. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so they can Ghostly Flicker one more time. We only have 1 land on the battlefield though, so there really isn't anything we can do. Opponent going for the flawless victory. And you can't blame them, right? Nah. Tron just likes to get the flawless victory on you. That's just something they do. We kind of did. We got color screwed a little bit. But yeah, that's more or less the draw to Tron, is to get your opponent on no permanence on the battlefield before you win. Because, like, if you just attack them, like, the reason we didn't win this game is because I play Core Skyfishers and Thraben Inspectors instead of, like, Nettle Sentinels and Priest of Titania. I don't think it's that bad. Oh, Bazooka Bog doesn't do anything if we couldn't kill one of these, so we're dead. All right, Tron. What are we going to do against Tron? Dust to Dust is probably like okay. Evankar's Justice is kind of another win condition. Nihil Spellbomb's definitely coming in. Castigates will definitely come in. We know that the combo pieces they're low on are Ghostly Flicker and Wall, so if we can exile those, we're okay. Circular Protection Blue is actually kind of spicy. If we can get rid of Evankar's Justice. Like, Cop Blue is actually... I kind of like Cop Blue here. So let's bring in these 5 cards. Chainer's Edicts are meh. They're okay. We want our instant speed removal. Echoing Decay, not doing anything here. Cryptats can be a surprise win condition with Unearth, but I don't think this is the Unearth matchup. I don't think it's the Wall of Hope matchup. I like Pestilence here. Prismatic Strands, probably not doing almost anything. So I'm going to take all that stuff out. I almost wouldn't mind Dust to Dust over another Prismatic Strands, but I think I like this sideboard, so we're going to do it like that. All right, let's do it. Good night, Marilyn. Thanks for coming in. Unmanned Drake. Well, they do attack with Dinrova Horror. This is really slow, but this deck plays all tap lands, so I think Guardian of the Guild Pact is actually kind of a good answer to what they're doing. And maybe a bit of an underrated one. So we're going to go like this. Guardian of the Guild Pact will stay on the battlefield and keep that. Oh no, man. Dinrova Horror can still target it. God, frig. Card is kind of busted. But they can't, right? Like, Displace, the only deck you kill by banning Ghostly Flicker is Familiars. And I like Familiars. Because they have Displace. It does make it really good that they can bounce lands as well. For sure. But at the same time, like, don't make fams die for Tron's sins. It's not fair. Yeah, let's Skyfisher. Pick up 3, baby. Play a land. Pass a turn. Not really, though. Like, there's tons of lines where they have to bounce lands and stuff like that. Like, that's absolutely a win condition for Familiars. Okay, so we are going to get out our Guardian. Although I don't know if it matters that much. It is unblockable. I think the evasion is important enough here. So we're going to go Ancient Den. Play Guardian. Condescend X0 won't snag it. Go to combat. Attack with Core Skyfisher. So we're trying to get as much evasive beatdown as we can. And they can win without Dinrova Horror too. I think Tron is a perfectly fair deck. I honestly have nothing against Tron at all. I think most decks in Pauper are pretty fair. Like, yeah, it feels bad to lose that way, but just like if you feel bad about losing to Tron, then play Burn or play Stompy, you know? You have to have a metagame somehow. There's always going to be a metagame boogeyman. It's just going to be... Ooh, that's spicy. The Ghostly Flicker ramp package. I'm into it. They find a Painted Bluffs, get their black mana for the early horror. We do have Final Payment, so we'll probably want to leave that up. Prophetic Prism. They still haven't found Tron yet. 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana. Mnemonic Wall gets back Ghostly Flicker. Yep. So a little bit of a sequence set up here. I don't really know if I want to kill Mnemonic Wall here or not. Mnemonic Wall on its own doesn't seem that imposing. Oh, they do have Tron. Never mind. And they can Ghostly Flicker, interestingly enough. So if they go to do that just to draw a card, then we know what we're doing. Ooh, Castigate. Well, that is an answer to Ghostly Flicker, so we will Castigate you. I guess I can let it go to their graveyard. Which is probably what I would do. Oh, they have a counterspell opponent. That's not fair. So we will additional cost 5 life, kill Mnemonic Wall, so now at least they have to get that back before they can Ghostly Flicker it. We lose Castigate. Opponent. That wasn't fair. Unban Frantic Search? Let's do it. Unban Storm Finishers? Oh yeah. Now you guys are talking. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, Frantic Search. I'm in. So opponent has 4 cards in hand. They're going to Teachings, probably for Pulse. Get back their wall. Yep. But will it be too slow? Probably not. Ooh, they can't cast wall this turn, though. Yeah, Unban Invigorate. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Yeah, also counterspells aren't fair. Ban counterspells. I hate playing against counterspells. It kind of sounds like that, honestly. If my Boogeyman deck is mono blue Delver, then the only thing to keep Goblin Storm back was Electrickery. People have said, so there has been discussions about how Empty the Warrens could be, like there could be a discussion about unbanning Empty the Warrens. Like that's not completely off the table. Unban all non-commons from Pauper. Let's go. Put him to Turok. Ugh, that might be the only one. You might have got me now. Cop Blue. Do we need the spice or do we got to play this Lone Missionary? I think we got to play this Lone Missionary. Yes, play Scour Barons. Play Lone Missionary. Hopefully not playing into their Condescend. Gains more life. Pass turn. Yeah, Sinkhole 2. Let's go. No, I really don't think. Maybe. I know that's some old tech. That's that ancient tech. Here's Dinrova Horror. So they have Dinrova Horror, Mnemonic Wall, and Mnemonic Wall assembled. Or Ghostly Flicker assembled. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get them. I don't think we can. I think they're just going to Tron us out. We're just not fast enough. Just the way of the road. We would have had to draw Bazooka Bog while any of their pieces were in their graveyard. Or have that Castigate resolve. If that Castigate resolved, we probably had a chance, but I don't think we do now. Playing a friend's Legacy plus Cube and drafted him alongside Double Stroke, Conspiracy, Double Name Spell. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of people say that the reason him has to stay banned is because if people want to discourage non-games in Pauper, that's the best way to do it. God. Deck, you're funny. All right, so play a land, go to combat, attack with Core Skyfisher Guardian. We're gonna block Guardian because this isn't multicolored, or this isn't monocolored. Yep, you got it. Up to my old tricks again, and then we're gonna run out Circle Protection Blue. My spicy tech that they can just bounce with this. See if they counter it. No counters. Okay, we'll pass. Although they may bounce it. I would totally believe if they bounced it. Oh, people don't like play. Yeah, so I think that's the reason, because Downshift White removal and Liev Sky Knight? I haven't seen Liev Sky Knight. Swords to Plowshares would be busted. All right, they're gonna flicker, likely story. And I think our cop's gonna get hit here. Oh, that's cool. That card's sweet. Sure. They bounce Scoured Barons. Yep. We'll discard Basilica. But I don't think we can win. I think Tron is probably a really bad matchup. I punted away probably a whole match against Burn. But yeah, I think Tron is probably our worst matchup. And they got us good here. Yeah, I totally was on the side of like trying out empty unbanned. I don't really see the risk of like trying it out. I think people in Pauper are pretty stalwart. I don't think we'll all just run away from the format because we lost to Empty the Warrens a few times. I think it's okay to downshift too. That's a really cool card. That's one of like the better suggestions I've seen for just like a perfectly reasonable thing to downshift. Bouncing Karoo land. You may. So opponent proving they don't care about Cop. They'll just destroy our mana base instead. And, you know, not a bad strat. They might bounce it now. Or on our end step. We just need instant speed removal. That's all. Find Palace Sentinels. That's not going to do it. So we'll gain a life. And attack. We'll leave Skyfisher back because we can double block the Horror even if they do destroy all of our mana. Which they likely will. But it's going to be a Tron match. That's for sure. We're going to come right down to it. Yep. The Flicky boys will be flicked. Attacking the Scoured Barons. But I don't even think we can like hit instant speed removal here that'll get us out of this. No. No, thank God. What if this thing was in the air? As if it's not bad enough already. Yep. Opponent gonna keep bouncing our lands. We draw a Skyfisher that doesn't do anything. It probably is. I don't really see what we could do. They can pretty much go ultimate victory here. Because they have a flicker to protect their stuff now, too. It's just really tall. It kind of does, though, actually. Like, it's like scavenging the grounds of a cave or something like that. Palace Sentinel's never getting cast. I bet Lava Axe is like actually surprisingly okay in the Tron matchup. Can we at least get that out of tonight? To bring Lava Axes to your Tron matches? Thank you for hanging out, Pugsley 101. Have a good night at work. I appreciate it. So what do you guys think? Was this just one of those couldn't have played it any differently matches? It kind of was, right? I think for the sake of brevity, we're probably just going to scoop here because our opponent is going to be able to inevitably kill us, I believe. Don't see us lasting 40 turns, and it feels a little bit scummy to make them wait. There's no way we can falter this without 2 lands on the battlefield. So yeah, we're dead. Match 5, Resourceful Control. The saddest turn 2 core Skyfishers. Oh, this hand is bad. We can't even... No. Okay. This is, like, defensible. I'm going to keep this. But that's the thing. Like, so... You can't... You don't have to... You don't necessarily have to play those decks. There's lots of decks with, like, a 60%, 50, you know, 50, 60% win against Tron. But Burn and Stompy, it's, like, barely even close. I guess like my response was so frank like that. Maybe I shouldn't have put it so bluntly. But if you really feel, if you don't mind losing to other decks, and you really want to beat Tron, because like Stompy is worse against like Monarch and things like that. So if you feel bad losing against Tron, then you can play Stompy, but you have to accept that you'll lose to other decks in the format. Whereas then it's the same for Tron. If you want to beat certain decks in the format, like any of the mid-range decks, then play Tron and then lose to Gush decks, right? Like it's just the way things work out. I think we're gonna keep on tap land here because it makes next turn. It doesn't change next turn. But we do want to get our Guardian down. It'd be a little too greedy to put this on the bottom. So I am going to go turn 1 Thraben Inspector. It does. It does. I don't think it's a very good matchup for us. Yeah, it did seem pretty disfavored against the last two matchups. The first deck we played against, it was a pretty convincing victory. I can't remember what we played against, though. A little delusional here tonight. All right, so play Scoured Barons, go to combat, attack with Thraben Inspector. And the 1 damage might matter if we're seeing Dimir Guildgate on the other side of the battlefield. Guys, you remember? What do we play? What do we play match 1? Pass the turn. Find a Baron more. All right, so let's go ahead and Knight's Whisper before we do anything else. Elves, right. Yeah, well, we took Elves down. Opponent's going to counter our Knight's Whisper. You got it. So I think we are going to run out Baron more here, because if we can resolve the Guardian of the Guild Pack through counter magic, they should have a hard time dealing with it unless they can run Edicts while we have Thraben Inspector on the battlefield. But they might just leave counter magic up here. They do. Okay, so we're not going to buy into that. We're just going to draw a card. It's another Thraben Inspector. I like that. Go to combat and swing. We could have gone to combat and done all this first, but I don't think they're going to remove a Thraben Inspector. We'll play another Thraben Inspector and pass. They're going to Mental Note. Ah, so this is an Angler deck. We'll see how they play next turn. Yeah, oh yeah. Counter for Whisper is okay. It's not great, but we have Thraben Inspectors to kind of keep the value going. A Richard? Hey, man. Do it up. All right, so I'm going to Thought Scour away the rest of the... Oh, this is Blue-Black 1-drops. Why is Blue-Black 1-drops running Dimir Guildgate? So here comes Angler. It's questionable as to whether... I don't know if they have hard counter in hand or not. Getting your Chainer's Edict hard countered isn't a disaster, and we have a Core Skyfisher to back it up now. Let's see if they counter Skyfisher. Yeah, I think we care more about Chainer's Edict resolving here. No counters. All right, so pick up Inspector, play Quicksand, and make an attempt at Edicting, but I feel like this is just going to get countered. No, we got him. Okay, sweet. Play Thraben Inspector. Go to combat. And attack. So that didn't look good. Like, it looks like I missed a damage there, but I was trying to bait a counterspell with Core Skyfisher. And our opponent did not counter. So now they're searching for more interaction. They have Deep Analysis in the bin, so that's going to help them. Even just Boros or something. Yeah, I bet it's really good. We have had such weird matchups tonight. This is definitely a mid-range deck. Oh, God Ubermunch. So I don't know who it was, but there was someone in the original Pauper MTG Discord who built a deck called Jank Shank that does precisely that. All right, our opponent's tapping out for something here, so we're going to get to resolve our Guardian by the look. Hopefully they go all the way down. Go all the way down, opponent. All the way. So you're going to get another Angler down, but we'll get down Guardian, which is a great blocker for Angler while we kill them with Core Skyfisher. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll play Guardian. Play Scoured Barons. We can start refilling our hand next turn. So that worked out pretty okay for us. Go to combat, attack with Skyfisher. Yeah, it's really cool. This deck is definitely a mid-range. Like, my deck is definitely a mid-range deck. Far and away. So we're wondering if the 3 life is worth it on Deep Analysis here. They're going to go for it. They need to hit an Edict to deal with the Guardian. So, or they need to hit several Edicts. If that's what their plan is. And we'll see if they swing. I doubt they do. Yeah. No swinging. On Earth, that's interesting. Okay, so crack a clue, draw a card. Find a Vault of Whispers. That's not super helpful. Crack a clue. Draw a card. Chainer's Edicts. All right, play a land. Go to combat. Swing like this. I feel like we want to Edict and Unearth in the same turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana to start flashing it back, so I don't see why. Okay, that feels kind of bad because I missed out on a lot of damage there if this resolves, but let's hope they have a counterspell for it. Okay, it doesn't look that bad. They had a counter. Well, maybe they don't. I don't know. No, they let it go. Okay, so I missed 4 damage there. Would have been lethal this turn. They accumulated knowledge. And Disfigure. Okay. So working their way towards a way to kill Guardian. They preordain. And Brainstorm. It's lots of cantrips. I feel like they would have countered it pre-combat. I don't know. They're playing weird. 3 mana left to potentially combat our board, but they have no blockers. There goes Ghastly Demise. So I think we are going to unearth Core Skyfisher here. Now they are more knowledgeable than you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can get their Angler back, but we can just Edict it away again. It'd be really nice to find on tap land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they do hit another Angler. Yep. And they're hard repping counter magic here. Ooh, that's interesting. But I think we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flashback Edict on you. Yep. Go to combat, and I'll get in with Guardian this turn because I feel like next turn is going to be pretty good. So no chumps. We're going to take 5. Down to 17. Go to combat. We're going to swing. And what you going to do? Diabolic Edict. Okay. So we'll sack Thraben Inspector. Oh, do they have another one? Wow. Okay. But that's okay. We're going to get it back. Sack this. Play Vault of Whispers. And unearth Skyfisher. They must have another hard counter in hand. How many have they gone through? Yeah, so we'll pick up Barrenmore. You can't go back. Okay, pick up Barrenmore. And 1, 2, Resourceful Return, Guardian of the Guild Pact. They only have 2 cards in hand. So we're fighting a pretty good resource battle here. If they let this go, they're going to leave their Angler vulnerable on their next turn. We draw Lone Missionary. So we'll see if they have an answer for this. This has to get a counterspell, right? Yeah. Logic not. Sure. Well, we'll see if they have an answer to our edict. We're going to take it. Ooh, okay. So go to combat, swing. The 2 cards in their hand are going to have to be pretty good. Try to Chainer's Edict you. We got him. Okay. So, blue-black control. We need to play the value game. It's definitely feeling like a Teachings deck because they have those Diabolic Edicts and stuff. So Castigate's probably pretty okay. So we'll go like this. We're going to take out final payments. I don't think we'll have enough creatures for final payments to matter. This isn't the Wall of Hope matchup. I think Unearth is fine because we can surprise them with a Crypt Rats. I think we're going to go down one Pest as well because they're too good at controlling our board. I don't know if that was easy, but they definitely didn't draw as well as our last blue-black control opponent. A lot of control tonight. This has been a spicy week. We've played a variety of decks. That burn match was hard, gang. Take that one with me. All right, let's see what our opponent's all about this time. They get to be on the play. Our opponent should choose to be on the draw. It's going pretty good, Reverend Malthus, excuse me. It's going really good. We hit 1,000 followers tonight. That's nuts. We should keep going back to that. It's like pretty amazing. I'm going to keep this off the power Night's Whisper. This is going to be a value matchup. We have an untapped land to hit Night's Whisper on turn 2. Our life total doesn't matter very much. And that might be able to accelerate us into being able to win this. I can imagine you see... So in a 74-person Pauper tournament, you're almost guaranteed to run into this deck, right? So you must have to just be able to stomp over the rest of the value-based decks in order to win. And I think that's what this deck is trying to do. And yep. Nothing super useful here. I'm going to pitch Prismatic Strands. 4 lands plus a cycle land if we need to do that. They mental note themselves, so they're going for the early Angler. I like seeing a couple of Ghastly Demise hit the bin. Preordains. Oh, Cashews? Super nuts. Guys, listen. Don't be mad or anything, but I started drinking soy milk. Okay? Just like, so forgive me. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to accept. But yeah, I'm on the soy milk, guys. So we'll scour Barrens, pass the turn. If they don't leave up counter magic here, we'll be able to run out Guardian of the Guild Pact and then rebuild by using Resourceful Return, but it looks like they are. They're going to be wise to our Guild Pact plan. We're going to try it anyway. Hopefully they don't have Exclude. It will stop them from Teachings, or from Alchemy this turn. I know, guys. I know it's hard. I know. And you know what? I forgive myself. But I know that's really hard for some people, so. Drink bovine secretions like a normal person. There's been a lot of heat. There's been a lot of heat on the Soy Nation lately. All right, so we're going to Resourceful Return back a Guardian of the Guild Pact. I thought that at first, but then I realized that it enhanced my experience of my my protein shakes and oatmeal. Total soy boy thing to say. I know. Not really. Kind of. I don't know. I don't drink milk anymore. Another Resourceful Return. Okay, so try to run out another Guardian. And our opponent is going to continue having the counter magic. Okay. So hopefully we find something to give us value off of these core Skyfishers next turn. They found another land. Not ideal. They must have just dug to more counter magic. Untap land would be fine here too. So we can try to like 1-2 punch them. Bazooka Bog. That's nice. All right, so Bog U. Just naturally drawing one is really nice too. Might as well try running this out first. Although they could have Logic Knot. And they can only Logic Knot next X1. Yeah, I think I'm going to Bog them first. So we'll Bog first. And then attempt to Guardian. Shameful. Because your mother called. Well, that's a good reason. That's a good reason, though. Oh, maple butter. Are we going back here? It's great for keeping calories down. You're right, though. Oh, man. Would I ever have loved to exile that? We can take care of it, though. Ooh. Okay, so let's go ahead and Echoing Decay. We can flashback Chainer's Edict shortly. We should be able to hit our land drops from here. Okay, let it go. Back comes Stormbound Geist. And now attempt to Edict Stormbound Geist. This will probably draw out a counter. It doesn't. So I don't think they have a counter then. So we will attempt to resourceful return Guardian then. They do have a counter. Accumulated knowledge. Okay. I'm into that. What are our calories? I want to switch off the calorie metric, actually. I'd rather measure the amount of food I take in strictly by calculating through pancakes. How many pancakes it encompasses. Opponent analyzes deeply. As they do. And we'll see if they flash it back right away. Honestly, it's pretty good. I'm into it. But I know it's a controversial thing to just subject yourself to the soy persuasion. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was comfortable and that we were here together late in the evening. I was here with my closest friends and followers. And, you know, we went through this process together in a safe place where I told you that I drink soy milk. Cool, Kenzie. I'll see you soon. All right, J. Pablo. What's it going to be? Tapped out. Sincerely not having it. All right, this is going to be a pretty good turn. So we will Skyfisher back Bog. Replay Blog. Get rid of the AK. And run out Guardian. Bastard. See what they've got. See, now it's hard. Now it's hard. You know, because I know, like, I can agree with the fact that almond milk tastes better and is more versatile. That's cool, Mr. Redbird. I'm into that. It's easier to make, right? Isn't it more humane? It's more humane, isn't it? Gosh dang it, opponent. I was planning to use that. This is hilarious. Okay, so I think we cycle the Unearth now. Try to find some action. Find Lone Missionary. That's not terrible. Go to combat. Attack with Guardian and Skyfisher. If our opponent wants to get frisky with the Stormbound Geist, then they may. They don't even block. Okay. We'll try to bait with Lone Missionary. Our opponent does not oblige. And then we will Skyfisher back Bazooka Bog. But he drinks it directly from the goat. Hard counter. Okay, I can live with that. The more creatures they have to dig through to deal with Guardian, the better. Thought Scours, yep. Ooh, they're playing Deprive, too. Ghastly Demises the Skyfisher, okay. So we're going to see multiple edicts here? Now we're just going to see an Angler. Yep. And here comes Stormbound Geisty. Well, they do have a clock started now. Imagine they ninja'd there. No. No, I have shakes. I do it with so I do the soy milk and the protein powder in like a shake kind of thing. And I felt like an idiot when I started doing it because, like, you know the way things go. Palace Sentinels, eh? Wonder who can make use of the extra card better. I guess we'll never know. So play Scour Barons. Go to combat. Attack with Guardian. I think we can still be on the better side of this clock if this is going to become kind of an aggro them out type matchup. No, my oatmeal is pure. Fancy honeys all day. Ooh, that's a lot of cards. That's probably not good. Probably not good for us at all. See what they found. They brainstorm first. This is probably going to be like a brainstorm. Another Guardian would be pretty nice. So we're going to get in with both. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, man, I just wish I had a Skyfisher to block this even a couple of times. Huh. That is a way to get a Skyfisher, to block that a couple of times. So play Mortuary Mire. Get back Skyfisher. Opponent only has 18 cards in library. Worth noting. Go to combat. Attack with Guardian. They might just Thought Scour me here. Oh man, I should just eat more eggs. They're not even hard to cook. I got myself under this illusion that like I can't eat too many eggs because like the cholesterol thing and like I feel like they're harder to clean up, but they're not really. Like if you ever cleaned a bowl that had oatmeal in it, it's like oatmeal with powder and cinnamon. Yeah, that sounds good too. They didn't thought scour me. That's interesting. All right, opponent gets in. You sure do, opponent. We got a 12. Yeah, I gotta get harder on the eggs, gang. Did they find the edict effect? Nope, just more Gurmfathers. All right, now we got a block. Kind of awkward. It kind of is, right? Like you gotta let it sit there for a while. It's a whole process. It's just, it's no fun for anybody. Opponent preordains. And how? What do they find? One card on top, one card on bottom. So they probably found the edict effect. Or more, another angler? Fourth angler? Oof. Okay. We do not run any echoing decay effects. Oh, strands would be kind of cool here. Huh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for edict. I think we go, but I think we go Palace Sentinel strands. Go to combat. We're going to attack for 2. Maybe we shouldn't, because then if Palace Sentinels doesn't resolve, we lose. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Palace Sentinels. They must be just sitting on tons of counter magic by now, though, right? All right, we need some big hits here. Not a hit. Would have been like 1,000 years ago. They brainstorm. And coat liberally in hot sauce. I like your style. Is this a reverse jinx? Oh, guys, you're talking about such good food right now. Ooh. Dang. Okay. That's not ideal. But sure. Goes to combat. Swing, swing, swings. All right, we'll go to blocks. Block like this. And we got to get one of these through. So 1, 2, 3. They're going to counter the front side. They're not going to... They're going to counter the front side. Deprive, okay. Will they counter the back side? So they are going to become the Monarch. We're going to have to hit like crazy here. So let's go on black so we don't die. All right. Opponent becomes a Monarch. We might as well attack and get it back to get another draw on end step, but are we out of our other strands? I think our other strands is exiled too, right? Yeah. And I definitely did not bring in prismatic strands from the sideboard. Opponent tapping a bunch of mana. Oh, they got all 4 Gurmag anglers. Okay, let's draw with Prophetic Prism. Although I don't see a ton of ways out of this. Play Vaults. Spellbomb. Sack. Spellbomb. Targeting you. Gain some life. Or sorry, not gain some life. Draw Castigate. That doesn't do anything. But we might as well get a look at their hand before we go out. Okay. So nothing we didn't know about. They are super counter heavy. And yeah, there's no way we can win from here. So we'll scoop. Opponent on the Anglertron. Staying alive would definitely be preferred. So what do we... Maybe Final Payments do stay in. Especially with Stormbound Geist. That's problematic. I don't think Prismatic Strands is as good as it looked there. I guess it'll buy us a turn or two. I like Pestilence and... Pestilence is probably really bad. Stinkweed's probably okay. I like 1 Stinkweed here. Maybe take out the decays. Put another stinkweed in. Or put a decay back in. And go down... I don't have to go down anything. Going up something. Justice is probably better than Pestilence here, so I'm going to bring Justice in. But I'm not super into it. Oh, I like a stinkweed from time to time as well. We're on at least one tonight. Post board. This hand's actually real good, so we're going to keep it. It's almost as fast as we can go. Look at all these untapped lands. And we should find just our million other tap lands. And hopefully resolve a Palace Sentinels before our opponent can mangler us out. Opponent goes Island, yep. There's another Sentinels, don't like that. Let's see if they have a way to counter this. They don't, okay. Pass turn. Goes Island. We will Skyfisher. Bounce Vault of Whispers. Replay Vault of Whispers. Pass turn. So it's going to be like Thought Scour, Thought Scour. Hey, Fluffy, how you doing, man? Welcome. Go to combat, swing with Skyfisher. We are getting mana screwed, unfortunately. Attempt another Skyfisher. They've got to have all the counter magic by now. They don't. Okay. Maybe they're not worried about it. Maybe they got Echoing Truth. Nope, just more AKs. Pretty good. And Brainstorm. All right. Opponent's hand is flush. They got to have 1,000 things by now. I guess Pestilence is pretty good with Angler, now that I think about it. Although if they have Anglers on board, your life total is under so much pressure. Yeah, hopefully we're trying to take at least a 2-3 here. I feel like maybe I feel like there's a 3-2 coming on, but ooh, there goes one Mangler. That's reassuring. I feel like maybe there's a 3-2 coming on, but I think I punted a match away against Burn. You just gotta live with that sometimes. All right, untapped or gain land here. Okay, gain land, I'll take it. Play gain land, go to combat, swing. And we're running out Lone Missionary. I want to get this clock bumping. Although we only have a Crypt Rats to draw to for the surprise victory once our opponent's low on lifestyle. No multiple ways to deal with Angler when it comes down next turn. Although from how our opponent's playing, I don't feel like they have a ton of interaction in hand. Live and learn! Man, can we take a second, just a little moment to appreciate the beauty that is the Sonic Adventure 2 battle soundtrack? Because that is like the bomb. The absolute best. So what I'm hoping here is that we'll try to Chainer's Edict. Our opponent might counter. They probably will counter. So we might even not just, we might not try to Chainer's Edict next turn and then just, oh, they don't have Angler? Okay, I'm into that. Go to combat, swing. Man, this is going to be a weird turn. They're going to Gaslightemize Skyfisher. Okay. That doesn't really matter, especially where we have Resourceful Return. Try to get a Spell Bomb out. They're going to counter, sure. So we will Resourceful Return Skyfisher, trying to hit our land drop. We did hit our land drop. We hit 2, as a matter of fact. Pick up Ancient Den. Pass the turn. And if we can, I don't know, man. Spellbomb value. Too bad we cracked it just then. Because now they got a Stormbound Geist. We don't have lots of ways to deal with it. And a Gurmfather. Alright, this is sort of awkward. Stinky. Right on time. Alright, so play a land. Go to combat, attack with Skyfisher. I doubt the block. They're going to kill it. Okay. No worries. We will... We already played our land. I guess we could just Prism, bounce Prism. I think I'm okay with that. I don't want them to counter Stinkweed Imp, though. So let's go Stinkweed Imp, That'll shut down any of their attacks and Prophetic Prism. And then next turn, hopefully we can bounce Prism. And now I'm questioning whether I want to serve with Stinky or not. I hope so. I hope we got this somehow. Yeah, sure. I will trade. Geisty dies. And now if Edict resolves next turn, then it should hit a good target. Although it may not. So we'll find out. Three mana. Can we see another angler come down? Man, our opponent loves drawing Gurmag anglers. All right, so we are going to dredge Stinkweed Imp because we have to block Gurmag anglers somehow. Let's attempt a Chainer's Edict first. They let it go. All right. Unearth. Targeting Skyfisher. Fair Dredge is best dredge. That's going to eat the counter. Okay. And then we will cast Skyfisher, bouncing Plains, replay the Plains, play Thraben Inspector, pass. We just need to like somehow develop enough of a board state where they're getting in. Okay, that's frisky. So they're at 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we can stand to save ourselves 5 damage by blocking with Thraben Inspector here. Go to 8. Another Stormbound Geist. That's fine. We draw Quicksand. So go to combat and swing. We got to get damage through. See if opponent has a removal. I imagine they do. They don't, or they're not using it. Play Stinky. Play Quicksand. And pass. So Stinky definitely getting in front of Angler here. Go to blocks, block Angler. Yep. We'll be able to dredge it back with our clue, so we're not really losing our draw step here. Opponent at 9. Ooh, Crypt Rats. Wish we had that on Earth. Turn comes back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to play up Barrenmoor. Attempt a Stinky. Because our life's at threat, or our life is threatened here, so we want to make sure we get this out. They're going to Diabolic Edict. Okay, we'll get rid of Lone Missionary. Stinky comes down. Nope, they have Counterspell. Okay, so go to combat. We're going to take 7. And hope our Stinky comes back next turn. Opponent's at 7. Accumulated Knowledge, going to draw them a bunch of cards. But losing our 1 creature on board, I don't think is a winning strategy. We can try for Stinkweed Palace Sentinels next turn, but I also don't know if that's a winning strategy. At least it's a blocker. So we're going to go to 4. Opponent's at 8. Get back Stinky. Bunch of Edicts in the bin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Palace Sentinels. They let it go. And Stinkweed Imp. Do they have another counterspell? They just let it go. Okay. So no attacks here. I think it's just a little too risky. We'll pass. Hopefully we draw into enough action to be able to pull out of this somehow. End of turn. They have Ghastly Demise, as I gathered. Yeah. I think we do get Stinkweed back. We are losing a lot of valuable cards, though. So tough. So tough to dredge yourself. Because I thought we could go down to 4 pretty safely. Okay. Vendetta Sentinels. They go down to 4. And attack. Attack. We're going to go down to 2 here. Block with Stinkweed. They become the Monarch. Oh, feeling like they're going to have enough removal spells to win it out here. Mortuary Mire to get back Angler. Ugh. Okay. So they're going to get back Angler at end step. They're at 4. How can we get out of this? No Stinky. Dang, that's not great. Okay, so let's Basilica. Bounce Barrenmoor. So one of the cards in their hand is Gurmag Angler. Cycle Barrenmoor, draw a card. And Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Play 2 Stinkweed Imps. If they have 2 removal spells or a counterspell for one of these, then we lose. But it's a risk you gotta take. We're at 2. 15 cards in library. Edict. 3 unknowns, 1 angler. That we know about. Yep. Ghost gets in. Do it like this. Geist dies, comes back with counters. Reassembles their board. So we're in the same position. If they have counter magic or removal, we're dead. And this deck plays a lot of counter magic and removal. It looks like they're holding it up here. Yep. Alright, turn comes back. We're going to have to. We're also going to have to hit instant speed removal here somehow. So let's see if they have a counter spell. We can't hit instant speed removal, so this is going to have to be it. Pass the turn. Draw a card. We're going to draw naturally. Find final payment. That we don't have anything to sacrifice to, unfortunately. I guess Stinkweed keeps coming back. Opponent brainstorms, so they're trying to find their way to win here. I would be shocked if they didn't find it. Get to look at 3 cards. Where is it? Ah, Preordain. It seemed like their whole deck now. 2 on bottom. Oh, go no attacks, opponent. Go no attacks. They attack. Okay. So we'll go block and block. We have an answer for Gurmag Angler in hand. Granted, we can't pay the life. Oh, they bogged us. Oof. Well, we gotta draw a creature. We have 9 cards left in our library. Do we even have any creatures left? Oh my god, is this just another angler? Why do they always have all the anglers? And guaranteed they've had more counter magic too. Yep. Okay. We find renewal. We're dead. What's up out there on YouTube? Thank you very much for sticking around for the entire league. I am so sorry about that punt against Burn. I swear to God, we could have had that match. It's a good matchup. Anyway, the rest of the matchups were a little bit awkward. It's not those creature decks that we play against. It's not those decks where our incidental life gain matters or a pestilence just shuts down their game plan by killing spell stutter sprites. So maybe not the best showing for this deck tonight. Obviously, it felt really powerful. You saw all the value it was generating. Vitor proved the results with it. So take it out, try it for yourself. I know you can probably get better results. And I wish I had too. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Out there on YouTube for the entire league and out here on Twitch for the entire night. Thank you for hanging out, guys. That's amazing. Yeah, have an awesome night. Thank you.